What up, and welcome to today's Mindset Masterclass. We are in week 23 of our Athlete Ascension community. I thank you guys for watching. And real quick, I've got a question for you. Has this ever happened to you? So whether you're a player or a parent watching your player, you go to the game, it's tip off, game starts, or maybe it's somebody who just checked in. And as a player, the game is starting and you just don't feel like you belong. You just feel out of sorts. You're discombobulated. You're struggling to make plays. You're a little bit behind in the rhythm of the game. You're just not in the flow. And as a parent, you're sitting there watching and you're just like, did they even know they had a game? Like it's just like they're failing to show up, especially early in games, or maybe they're a slow starter. If this has happened to you today, I want to help you prime your pregame routine. Okay. And this is why this is important because priming is key to get the most of your performance. You see, when you go to a performance, whether it's a play, whether it's a concert, whether it's a professional or college game, those actors, those performers, those people who prepare the stage or whatever the case may be, they did not just start getting ready a couple moments before you arrived. They had actually been planning and preparing for days in advance. Now, think about you as someone who hundreds, maybe even thousands of people come to watch play. How long have you been preparing? And that's really my first question today. When do you start to prepare specifically for your next game? Now it's tournament week here, and I go and watch all my players, my clients play, or either I watch their film. And so during the tournament week, you're playing back to back to back to back. So obviously, or even the playoffs, you're playing back to back to back. So there's less time to prepare. But generally speaking, high school, there are 2 or 3 days between any given game. So when you get that opportunity, when are you actually getting into your preparation? Is it 2 days before? Is it a day before? Is it a couple hours before? Is it right at tip off? Let me help you by setting a standard. You should be preparing for your games at least 24 hours before. At least 24 hours before. And we're gonna talk about what some things you need to be doing, but you need to start getting in that routine of I play at 7, 8 o'clock tomorrow night, 8 o'clock the night before, I'm in game mode. Like I'm locked in. I'm doing some things that I don't normally do. This is how professionals prepare. This is how primetime performers prepare. Beyonce isn't getting ready for her concert when on the way to the concert. She's been prepping and priming like no other, and that's why she performs like no other. From the moment go, there's no warm up, there's no slow start. There is immediate action, and that's what I need you guys to be able to activate. So 24 hours is the new standard. No matter what you're doing before, you could do 48 hours even if you want. There is a such thing as preparing too far in advance because you lose that momentum. Here's the deal, guys. You get 20 to 30 games every single year. Every single year, not counting AAU, your school sports season where it actually matters, 20 to 30 games. These should be like Christmas Day because you prepare almost 300 to 365 days a year to get 30 friggin' games to activate, to execute, to inspire, to do all the things that you've been thinking about doing. This is the opportunity. This is the chance. This is the moment. So if you're not putting a lot of energy into it, into the preparation, there are people who prepare just to eat a specific meal. Like before their meals, they prepare the place setting. They may turn on the TV. They may set some music. They may say grace, say a prayer, say a prayer, get a specific plate, whatever the case may be, in order to help with the digestion, to help with the specialness, the sanctity of the meal. It's the same thing with people who have a bedtime routine. They may get the mood right, set the temperature, get the lighting right, say some prayers, practice breathing. It's studies have shown that these people sleep better, or these practices help you sleep. So when it comes to something where you have 20 to 30 opportunities every year to do something that you say you love, why wouldn't you put everything into it? Okay. So that's question number one. When do you start to prepare? The answer is now, at least 24 hours in advance. Here's another thing. What are you doing differently when it comes to your game day preparation? What are you doing differently when it comes to your game day preparation? If that's a question that you don't have an answer to, that's a problem. Because, as I mentioned, preparation is so important that you should have a defined routine based on what puts you in a prime state, what puts you in the best mental, physical, and spiritual state. Because believe it or not, you can always miss shots. You can always miss free throws. You can always mishandle the ball. You can always miss a defensive assignment. You can always mishear what your coach may say and fail to execute. Those things, some of those things aren't in your control. But what is in your control is how you arrive mentally, physically, and spiritually to competition. That's all on you, right? 95% of the time. Okay. There are some times where, you know, something may happen the night before, whatever the case may be. But most times you have 100% control over your preparation and how you show up. So what are you doing different? Let me define this for you. Let me answer this for you. Number one, you should be getting proper nutrition prior to your games. At least two good meals, okay? The night before, get a good meal. That should look like carbohydrates, meaning some type of bread, maybe it's a pasta. That should look like some type of green vegetable, whether it's a salad, broccoli, something with some fiber and high water content, and then some protein. Uh, Hopefully, a large serving of protein, chicken breast, fish, beef, any of these things are great. You don't want to be eating a ton of cheese. You don't want to be eating a ton of dairy. You don't want to be eating a ton of salt and sugar. Although some salt and sugar is recommended because you're going to need it for the amount of energy you're going to expend the next day. So it's okay to finish the meal with some dessert. Same thing the day of the game, at least 4 to 5 hours prior to the game, you need to be getting a solid meal in. This is going to prepare you physically. In addition to getting a good night's sleep. Studies have shown that even shooters, high level shooters like NBA shooters, shoot a higher percentage, a much higher percentage on a good night's rest. Okay. So this means you need to set a bedtime every night on game night. The night before game night, I go to bed at a certain time, whether that be 9 p.m., 10, 11, I don't know. You base it on you, but you need to be getting 7 to 8 good, solid hours of sleep, if not more. Naps are a good thing too. Take it if you have the ability to take a 15-hour nap before the game. That's another great way to prepare your body. As we always mention, you need to be doing something visually, whether that is meditation or visualization, to help you see success over any struggle you may be having. See success over the competition you're going to face. See success and create that momentum that you need mentally. Because whether you know it or not, in your mind, you're always undefeated. So if you can go to that place mentally and see yourself having the success you want to create tomorrow, it's palpable, it's tangible, it's so close. You've seen what you've done the last couple games. You've seen what you've done throughout the course of the season. Take that into your mind and make it what you want it to become. The mind is your most powerful muscle. I'm telling you. That's why I've committed to bringing this mindset masterclass, despite having all types of technical difficulties today. I've got to get this to you because this is the key to making it all work. And if you're not practicing any type of game day routine, pre-game routine, you're leaving a lot to be desired. You're leaving money on the table. So, eating, sleeping, mentality, mental preparation, all those things should be part of your game day routine. Last question I have for you. What is your mental mode at tip off? What is your mindset at tip off? Again, if you don't have answers for these questions, we got a lot of work to do. You need to watch this several times. Okay. You may need to type in the comments and connect with me. I do want to mention and something I'm super excited about. And it's a great time to mention it here for the first time. We have started our own Patreon, JP3 Training Patreon account. For a monthly subscription, you guys are going to get access, unlimited access to our on-demand training programs and access to our on-demand one-on-one consultation and mentorship. And so this is going to be something where you get an hour of film review every month. This is going to be something where I'm going to be working with athletes everywhere to help them become activated, holding them accountable, whether you're someone who's struggling in a particular component of the game or you're someone who is just looking to sharpen and get to the next level and to be their very best. We're going to take all these components from watching the film, planning your training, going through your goals, and really help you get to that next level. And so you may want to look into that if you don't have answers for these questions, but hopefully you do, and you can fine tune your routine even more because what all this is leading to is the mentality you have at tip off. And I was the type of person that I was locked in before a game. I mean, I was the earphone guy. You don't talk to me. My wife, who was my girlfriend at the time, can tell you that you don't say hi to me before games. You don't yell my name in the crowd. Like I don't care if you're my grandma. Like I am locked in on the game. That is one of the things that got me ready. Maybe you're not the same. You could be completely different, and that's okay. You could be bubbly. You could be somebody who's a joker, who's playing pranks or high fiving or doing dances. Like, if that's what it takes to get you in that right mindset, by all means, do it. And by all means, don't miss doing it because that's important too. You have to do what it takes to prepare yourself to show up as the person who you're committed to be, as the person who your coaches and your teammates expect for you to be. So the last kind of prevailing thought that I would take into tip off was the fact that I was going into a battle where I was going to eat or be eaten, where I was going to hunt or be hunted, where I was going to devour or be devoured. And I don't know how to better explain it because imagine this, imagine someone's coming into your home in the middle of the night to do you harm, and you're there in the house and you meet them at the door. You know what type of energy you have to be on. You know that is going to be a fight for your life. That's the mindset I took in the games. The person across from me wants to embarrass me. The person across from me wants to take everything I've worked for. They want to take what's mine. And I'm not happy. There's no in betweens. I come to games, I watch film, I see you. You're not ready, you're not prepared on that level. Your eyes are even droopy and dreary, and your energy. I can tell an activated athlete from moment one. And you guys think it's all about somebody who gets in the game and shoots a lot of shots. No, not if that's not your role. It's someone who gets in the game and has energy, who's talking to people, who's getting back on defense, who's big in their arms and their hands and their movement, who's physical every time the defender or the offensive player comes close, reacting to every loose ball, fully grab. I can't tell me you how many athletes I see ball gets in their hand and they, you're not ready. You're not ready because that ball is what you want. So when it's there on the floor or coming off the rim, grab it and own it. When it's time to pick it up between two defenders,